Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 175 of Sold with Updike Pugh.
I'm Jeff Updike.
I'm Weston Pugh, and today we've got a great show in store for you. Got two great homes. One is in Merriman Park, and the other one is going to be over in Mansion Park, which are really unique. If you don't know about either one of those neighborhoods, you don't want to miss.
And in the second segment, we're going to talk about 5 ways people are looking at gardens differently now. And it's going to be really interesting because I know a lot of people are wanting to, it's the time of year when you start doing the work outside. And so some really important things to kind of take into consideration.
It is interesting. And I think you can also layer on the fact that the pandemic has really changed the way we use our outdoor space. And a lot of today's houses that move really quick, I think, have figured that out. And it does become one of the elements that does drive multiple offers coming in. So let's take a look and see what that's going to be like.
Cool. So what'd you do this weekend?
Yeah, what did I do this weekend? It was a busy weekend.
You worked in your studio for a while.
I did. Yeah, we're still working on that. Nothing to report from there. And then also, lots of plants went in the ground this weekend. And I realized that there is a fertilizer called Holly Tone that is from North Haven. And it's 36-pound bags. And I put it on not just the hollies, but I had some ferns. And then I also had just a couple of Japanese maples that I put it on. And I have to tell you that it is a substantial difference. And the only reason I can tell you this is because there were hostas and there were ferns that I completely missed. And so it's like all their brothers are huge. And then there's all these like little runts that are left. And I thought, wow. So Power of Gardening, it is called Holly Tone. It is from North Haven Gardens, and it is worth every penny. And I do know they run out because last summer I tried to go back and buy it, and they said it is a spring product only.
Did you sprinkle it around on the ones that haven't grown quite as fast?
I will.
Okay. There you go.
Report back later. What'd you do?
I had a very, very busy weekend. I went and met a bunch of friends at dinner on dinner and drinks Friday night, and had just a really great time. Got some longtime friends named Dan and David that I just absolutely love. And so we had a great time with them and some other people. Saturday night, we did what was called the No Tie Dinner. Yeah. And the No Tie Dinner is a benefit thing for AIDS Services of Dallas. And they pre-pandemic, what they would do is they would encourage groups of people to get together and have a dinner at their house and then come to Frontiers of Flight Museum afterwards for dessert. And they would have dancing, and they'd have a silent auction, and it was, a lot of fun. And well, this year they really just were promoting the dessert event at Frontiers of Flight, but my friend Ray and I and a couple of other people decided to organize a dinner. So we had 25 or 30 people at my house for dinner Saturday night.
Well, good for you.
And then all went over to Frontiers of Flight Museum afterwards, and they had a live band and really great art for auction, and it was just a great time.
That's awesome.
So Sunday I recovered.
So Sunday you recovered. We did do the Fort Worth Art Festival, and it was so crowded because I felt like this is the first time I've had it in 3 years, and I felt like it was unnecessarily busy on Saturday, even though we showed up like at 3 o'clock. So just packed. There were people everywhere.
And there were two there. There was the Fort Worth Arts Festival and the Main Street Arts Festival, I think.
You couldn't tell where one started and one ended. The only thing that was different is that one of them is all about artists, and the newer one is the one that's representing galleries, and they were intense. And
it was intense.
That's a good one. Intense.
Got it.
Not intense. So, speaking of intense, let's talk about this market and transition right into what the Market Watch is doing these days. And it is a busy one, isn't it?
I got to tell you, I love the new format for Market Watch. You did a great job on this.
Thank you. Appreciate that. So it looks like right now we are up 8% over last week, and that is in new listings, which it brings us in at 2,283, which is great. It is the spring market. We'd love to see this number continue to even bolster more. Price decreases, interestingly enough, that is a huge increase in the number of decreases, up to 814. And I think this is people stretching it. Again, in a market that is as robust as what we're experiencing right now, if it doesn't sell within the first week, you know you're overpriced and adjustments are made. Option period. This is the point when a contract first goes under contract, and there's that small, short window in which due diligence is done. Inspections for mechanical, AC, plumbing is done, and repairs are either negotiated and or cash. That is up 11%, 1789, which is really great because we're seeing more and more go into contract.
And the number of ones that move from option period to a true pending status is up 10% from the week before, 2904. The number of solds is down 16% last week, but again, that was the middle of the month. Most closings occur toward the end of the month. Coming soons were down last week by a little over 20%, which that's really kind of where we want to see the numbers start continue to. We want to see it go up because that's really the ones that go into active inventory right after that period.
Yep. And again, so this is a market watch with us taking into consideration all of MLS, which is a really large cross section of North Texas. But one of the things that we can also do, if you're interested, we can actually drill this down and look at zip codes and also set up geographic fencing that'll allow us to look at neighborhoods that maybe you live in, maybe you have interest in investing in. We can make that happen. So if you're interested, in the comments, let us know, direct messages, you know how to get in touch with us. We'd be happy to make that happen.
So the first house that we're going to talk about today is 2811 Hood Street. And as Weston said earlier, this is in Merriman Park. It is an area that is defined by Cedar Springs, Turtle Creek, Oak Lawn, and Maple Avenue. And it's it's called Merriman Park because the mansion on Turtle Creek is right there, and it's kind of the landmark property for that neighborhood. Super duper convenient. Talking about the mansion on Turtle Creek, the mansion bar is a lot of fun to go to. It has a reputation for being super swanky, and in many ways it is, but there are a lot of people that just go hang out there on Friday night. Their happy hour is fun. They usually have live entertainment. Really just a great time.
And good martinis if you like those kind of things. True. So if we switch gears now, you're also going to see Four Seasons in Turtle Creek. This is a project that has been slated. What is interesting about this is a land that is right there at Turtle Creek and Cedar Springs. Turtle Creek and Turtle Springs.
Yeah, or Cedar Springs and Cedar Springs.
And basically, this is one of those lots that has been vacant since I moved to Dallas in 2007, probably vacant long before that. A lot of discussion because the houses or the high rises that were built in this area felt like they had air rights and should not have their view of downtown blocked with anything that comes in. Hence, we're going to have this beautiful tower. Both residents and hotels will be available. Little bit of mixed space, but this is going to be one of the go-to elite places in Dallas.
This is going to compete with the Ritz-Carlton. It's going to compete with the Blue Ciel. It's really going to compete with those higher end, $1,000 a square foot plus condominiums.
And it does actually kind of put us on the map as having that elite high end hotel as well.
And one of the other features in that neighborhood is Texas Scottish Rite Hospital. And if you're not familiar with this, it is a place where children have been treated for over 100 years. My understanding is they do not charge patients to come in, that this is all paid for on a volunteer basis by many organizations. But from what I understand, they are really one of the preeminent hospitals in our Metroplex.
When I was in the leadership program, our day was medical day, and this is one of the hospitals that we actually took everyone to and had a really great experience here. It is interesting because in the day it was no pay, but now if you do have insurance, they will file with your insurance. But it is a wonderful, and it is so convenient to this. Doctors in this area would have nothing more than maybe a 5-minute walk to work.
Interesting.
So let's take a look at 2811 Hood Street, unit number A. And this is a great unit. It is a 3-bedroom, 3-bath, 2-car carport. It is 2125 square feet, and it is a corner unit, which is really a great place.
This is a community that was built in 2011, so it's about 10 years old. I love the stone that they used. It really kind of melds into the neighborhood. You do have this private entrance directly off of the side street, off of Hood, but you also have a more front door-ish in the hallway just as you come in the middle of the building.
So we've got wood floors downstairs. You can see a really nice neutral color palette. I love the way that they've done a little architectural detail with the barreled ceiling and the entry, which brings us into the family room. Family room is really nicely situated in this first floor space with a fireplace. Again, higher ceilings. There is a little bit of a built-in there on the right left-hand side of the fireplace, giving you a great space for decorations, but not needing additional furniture.
And this is just another little step around view of that. Plantation shutters that look out onto Hood Street. You are up just a little bit, so when people walk by, they're not going to be like looking down into your unit. You have a dining room that is attached there, again with the barrel ceiling in it, which I think really adds a feeling of a more luxury there. Again, plantation shutters, a great sized dining room, just perfect for the size of the unit.
Again, and what we're going to point out is that this dining room seats right here in this picture 6, but you can easily add an inlet and create 8 or even 10 if you'd wanted to. You can see how, again, symmetry in this plays a really important part for me, and I love the way that the windows are there in the center, and you can see how they've exaggerated that by putting the pictures on either side. Now, when you take and you pivot more to your left, you're going to see we're going to go right into the kitchen. Kitchen is an easy and it's a smart setup. So what we have is a kitchen island that gives you additional workspace. But if it weren't there, you'd notice that you have great countertop space. They even have so much space that they've added a lamp there in front of that window. A nice little burner set up right there, right beside the refrigerator, which creates that perfect triangle that so many people want in the... I'm done.
Okay, this is the downstairs office or bedroom. That is a Murphy bed that is on the wall there. It flows into this bathroom, which also works as the powder room downstairs. So it doesn't enter directly off the bedroom, but it enters off of that hallway right there below the staircase.
So as we transition and stay on the second floor, we're going to look at the master bedroom. The master bedroom is a great size. It's a 16 by 13, and it also has a step out to its own balcony. Large master bathroom is really nice as well. I like the way that they've raised the window above the tub, so it's not the rain glass, it's not any type of glass break, it's really traditional. And moving into the second bedroom upstairs, it also has its own step out to a balcony. Again, high ceilings, its own ensuite bathroom. These are just elements that I think that more and more people are expecting at this price point, and this is one of those units that just kind of delivers on all of those elements.
And great little courtyard right off the front of it. You have the protection of the iron gates around, but you still have the ability of landscaping, and as you can tell, they've got a little seating area out there. This is the patio area that is right off of the living room, and it's a covered patio, so you either can sit out in the sun or you can sit in the shade, whichever you want.
So great outdoor space as well, and it's so important, as we have all just recently learned. This is a nice little dip pool, a little bit of lap, but it's really great because you don't realize, but there are high rises all the way around it. It is a private pool, which is really nice, raised off the ceiling, as Jeff was saying earlier, as the unit is, which kind of separates it and creates a really great separation.
And entrance into the parking garage right off of this. 2811 Hood Street, number A, is a 3-bedroom, 3-bath, 2 assigned parking spots, built in 2011, a little over 2,100 square feet, priced at $725,000, and that comes in at $341.18 a square foot.
And we want to say thank you so much to Emily Ray Porter for allowing us to feature that home. It's amazing. So what we do in the comments is we're going to add a link that'll let you click on it so you can actually go through the pictures at your own leisure. You also can zoom in and zoom out, figure out where this house is in proximity to both your work, your life, and what you enjoy. If you want to see this house or any of the ones that are in the area, let us know. We'd be happy to make that happen.
Absolutely.
And Jeff?
Second house we're going to look at today is at 7006 Winchester Street, and this is in a really great neighborhood called Merriman Park. East Alice, great convenient area right off of Northwest Highway, near the Dart Rail, near White Rock Lake. You can get to White Rock Trail super easy, and as we all know, White Rock Trail will take you virtually anywhere in Dallas you want to go.
I love it. So it's really good access to Northwest Highway. Skillman and Abrams both cross right here. I always joke and say this is the legs of Skillman and Abrams crossing. Get on either one super quickly, get back into Lakewood if you need to. Head north 635. Again, very convenient neighborhood. It has really caught on because it is, if you know this, it is to the west of Adelia, which means you don't have to travel quite as far as Northwest Highway. One of the great elements that is close to this neighborhood is going to be the White Rock Lake Dog Park. And this is amazing. A long time ago when this first was coming out of the ground, it was huge buzz, and it did not disappoint.
It does not. There is lake access for dogs if you want. There are off-leash parts of it that are made for bigger dogs and for smaller dogs, so you've got that separation if you need it. But it is really one of the jewels of Dallas.
100%. Also in this area is one of my all-time favorites, and it is a restaurant called Royal Thai. When I first moved here to Dallas, I stumbled upon this restaurant and have never stopped going. One of my all-time favorites here is going to be the pad thai, and if you like it spicy, they have a great Penang beef curry that is delicious. So
It's lunchtime.
one of the things you should check out is I don't believe they allow caps in here. So just think about that before you venture over and sit down.
And this is right across the street. This is in, what's it called? Old Village? And right across the street from this is the Central Market on Lovers Lane. And as you probably know, Central Market has some of the freshest, I think, freshest fruits and vegetables that we find in our marketplace.
It's a great job. I think one of the things I love the best about Central Market is the way that they advertise what is in season, whether it's hatch, whether it's the citrus season, whether it's the melon season. They do a great job. So check this out. You will not be disappointed if you're not from here. And if you are, you know that this is the cousin to HEB.
So 7006 Winchester Street is a really great ranch-style home, single-story, really nice drive up. The eaves have been extended out a little bit further, I believe, than what you find in most homes. You have a really warm, inviting walk-up. This home has just been really well taken care of.
I love the home. I love the lot. I love the trees. I just think that a lot of care and thought was taken into this. This is the original terrazzo tile at the entry, and so many times this gets demoed out and is not appreciated. Homeowner here has seen the value in it. They have actually worked with the way the house is laid out and really accentuated elements like the picture frame trim at the top, which is wonderful. Back in the day, this used to be a technique to addressing the ceilings.
It's called the East Dallas Swirl.
I love it. And it's just all of these elements that combine to create, and I have to say that the way that this couple lives is also perfect for the house. And so when you walk in, it is amazing. As you can see here, perfect seating area in front of this bayed window. Everything just has a place and is in that place, which I love.
It's really well done, I believe. This house has not been totally blown out to the studs and redone, but I think they didn't do that for a reason, because it really has retained that 1950s, 60s charm. The original cabinetry has been touched up, repainted, new handles, granite countertops, undermount sink, stainless steel appliances. I love how they've used this little area to the left here as a kind of a home workspace.
And so one of the things that you can kind of see in the pictures is that this is a house that has texture. So there is shiplap paneling that is probably original. It was probably like an orange pine. They have painted a beautiful neutral army green. They have also left the brick around the fireplace, a beautiful patina as it ages. So it just works so well with this house. Lots and lots of natural light. You also see that there's recessed can lights, which is a great add, but they left the beams that I think was a really smart idea as well. So again, you start to see these layered elements work so well together.
And this is the full-size laundry room, which is just off of the living room area. Again, we're pointing back over to the entryway with the terrazzo flooring, and that was the half bath or the hallway bath there that you saw.
Yep. So you're going to see this is a 3-bedroom. This is your first bedroom. Again, they've done a really great job of like using the elements. And then across from this bedroom, you see this bathroom. And I thought, wow, What a great job. It is interesting how just using one pop with this wallpaper and the sconces and then the trim with the marble all worked out perfectly.
And they used another kind of pop wallpaper in one of the other bedrooms that I think really added a great designer style to it.
And as you see here, this space is being very flexible and interpretive. So they've taken the closet doors down and they've created this open workspace. So they use it more for like a staging. One has a desk, and I think it worked out perfectly.
And this is the master bedroom. That's a king size bed. So you've got a really good sized room. The high window up over the headboard of the master bed I always thinks makes great sense. And then you step around a bit, you can see back out into the hallway into one of the other bedrooms, but you've also got the master bath right there on the rear of the home.
Yep. And so highlighting colors, using the transom windows, ceiling fans, it all, again, we're looking at what buyers today are thinking about. Now, it's a little bit hard to see, but this is a really great bathroom. Great in the fact that it has double vanity sinks, that it has a seamless glass shower all the way around. It has new tile, but the tile is actually wood, faux wood, which really kind of begins to work and keep that continuity. And then we get to go outside where it really gets amazing.
Yeah, outdoor space on this one is just incredible. You've got this really great pad space outside that is just I don't know what the word is. It's like not fancy. It's just normal. You just need them.
You just know that you're going to use this space because of the way that's set up. It works back and forth with the house. Entertaining would be extremely easy, whether it's 20 or whether it's 2. The way this setup is perfect for what today is as far as color palette. Again, just lighting. I could not get over how perfect this backyard was set up, and easy to maintain as well.
And a really great sized yard. You have plenty of room for the dogs to run, throw frisbees, do whatever you want to do. I love the size of these lots.
And put a pool in if you want to. So this is going to be 7006 Winchester Street, 3-bedroom, 3-bath. It is a 2-car garage, built in 61, just under 2,000 square feet, priced amazingly at $599, which is $307 a foot, which is amazing.
Great. And we wanted to say thank you to Rachel Hess for letting us talk about her home today. If you would like to see other pictures that we didn't get to include today, click on the links below. If you'd like to take a look at the home, reach out to us. We'd be happy to make that happen. And with that, we'll be right back.
There are lots of ways to keep up with us. Visit and like our Facebook page to watch us live and get updates about future show topics. Also, visit our Instagram account where you can see the latest homes we have for sale. You can also check out our website at updikepugh.com where you can create customized searches of active and sold homes that you may find of interest. If you'd like to know how much your home is worth, visit homeprice.fyi and you can get a price instantly. Just enter your address and a couple of other pieces of information and we will email you a price. If you are on the go and podcasts are better for you, our second segments are available on iTunes and Spotify. Last of all, you can reach out to us by phone or text at 214-377-2223.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the second segment of episode 175 of Sold with Updike Pugh. I'm Jeff Updike.
I'm Weston Pugh. And today, Jeff, what are we going to be talking about?
We're going to be talking about 5 ways that gardens are changing.
And I think that when we talk about changing, we're seeing them become more evolved, more useful, smarter design. And without further ado, what's the first element?
Well, I think many times homeowners are seeking less maintenance. We have less time in the day now. We really want to have outdoor space that has just minimal maintenance to go along with it.
I agree. Even to the point like I am going to have the little drip irrigation added to my pots so that I don't have to race home in the evenings and do that. I jokingly one time said I ought to buy a goat and have a goat munch down my yard so that I don't have to have people mow it.
Well, some of the other things people are doing is the materials that they're using to put these together with. Many times steel roof is less maintenance than having to deal with composition roofs.
Yep.
You've got gardeners that are using a lot more masonry in their product because masonry doesn't require repainting. Many times you can power wash it once a year and it kind of gets restored to its glory.
Kind of going even one step further, you can say that a lot of the landscape architects techs are moving towards that core 10 trim, because core 10, unlike the 4-inch edging that you can buy at Home Depot, does not wear out. So once it's placed, it's a place it and forget it. It is a true barrier, and it does not lose its shape.
It really is. And then one of the things that we're also seeing a lot of is porcelain tile being used on patios.
Yeah.
We, have that on a house on Rosebud that we're selling right now.
Closes at 3:30, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
Sure does. The second point that we wanted to talk about is focusing on entertainment. So many people have kind of been trained during the pandemic where they want to entertain, but they also want to entertain outside. And so focusing on that, they're creating a lot of separate outdoor spaces. In many instances, you might have a small area of your outdoor space that is designated for the cooking area.
Right.
And then you might have another that is designated for, the card table or the seating area for TV.
And I think even like, when we purchased our house, one of the big selling elements was that it actually had a covered pergola attached to the house. So you would just walk out the back door. And I would say that space when we entertain gets used probably more than anything, because it does have ceiling fans, which makes it functional. That is, like, as we learned from Michael Bosco from Safe Haven Pest Control, that moving air is one of the things that keeps the mosquitoes away. And so whether we're watching TV, there's also a fireplace, there's a dining room table. It just satisfies multiple needs. And so I can't imagine not having it anymore, or even in the next house. I think that has to become one of the huge considerations. If it doesn't have it, how do we create that?
And one of the trends that we're seeing a lot of that I think is done beautifully is the bistro lighting that is going up, where it's the swagged bulbs, and you create that really inviting, warm outdoor space.
And you know what is so interesting is because I've had to take mine down because there are some trees that had to be trimmed, but I am shocked at how inexpensive they are at Costco, and that their Wi-Fi hook up to the app, and that they are color changing
LED
ones.
change, yeah.
I was like, exactly. Thank you for being on top of that. Way to go, guys. They are behind the booth making this amazing.
So one of the other ways that gardens are changing is many people are bringing in added structures, and it could be what we call ADUs, accessory dwelling units. That could be, the outdoor office or the she shed or the man cave. They're bringing chicken coops in to, also create part of this, a garden space.
We should take a poll and find out if the viewers think that Jeff should put in a chicken coop at his house, because I'm going to say yes, he needs one immediately. But these are really great things. And I will tell you this much from our experience in looking at houses that we've had buyers for and houses that we've had as listings. The houses that have these additional AUDs, as Jeff was mentioning, whether they were a she shed, whether they were just an outdoor space to get away, work from, whatever it was, those drove up the value by creating an intensity in bidding, and that was allowed us to sharpen the offers.
Yes, the times that we've had chicken coops attached to houses, people go crazy for that house.
We also market those very strongly.
Yeah, I would agree.
We definitely point that out.
One of the other things that people are using outdoor structures for are greenhouses, because our weather has gotten so different where it's become much more unpredictable, and you're not quite sure when that first freeze is going to hit or when that last one's going to hit. And I know, I use one of the stalls in my garage as my greenhouse, but I see a lot of these types of structures coming up.
The craziest thing is I have seen, there is one in Kessler, and this is actually used in the fall as a dining room. They have a crazy cool table that they set up, and it holds in just enough heat when that cool comes through. The lighting in it is amazing. So anyway, this is great. One of the other things that we've seen is how important it is to have outdoor workspace. And I think that this, again, I don't know any other way to say it, but I think where we've been in the last 2 years has really shaped the way we see a house and what amenities it has to have in case. And I think that maybe buyers are buying with that in case concept kind of tucked away. And having outdoor workspace, whether it's a shaded area, whether it's an extender for your Wi-Fi, these are elements that I think again, when a buyer and a seller are looking at houses, these can make the difference if it's a close call between that and another house.
Yeah, I totally agree. The last point in how we see gardens changing is people are really understanding the value of trees, and the 25-year-old tree that provides the shade for the backyard, but still allows enough light to get in so the garden grows, are really, really incredibly important. I think many of the areas, especially in the core of Dallas, we still get to experience a lot of those trees. And I think that the suburban markets are just now to the point where those trees are maturing enough that they really do see, oh gosh, I'm really glad I planted that tree 20 years ago.
And I would really encourage people that when you're deciding which tree to put, that you should look at what the tree looks like in 15 and in 25 years.
Yeah.
Because that canopy, that root system, which could be amazing, could also be detrimental, whether it's a pecan tree that's too close, whether it's an invasive root system. These should be also considered before making that play, because just because it's in a 5-gallon bucket now doesn't mean that's what's going to be in 20 years.
Absolutely. And one of the recommendations that I was reading about for this segment was talking about how many arborists, horticulturists are recommending that you buy smaller trees that grow faster, because you can experience that same type of shade in 10 years as you normally would with like pecan trees, where it's going to take you 30.
And I would say no to Bradford pears. I hope they've stopped selling those. I think I encouraged Jeff in his front flower bed this fall to look at ginkgos. I drove him by some that were around the corner. I said, Jeff, these go with your mid-century modern house perfectly. And I timed it so that they were beautiful yellow during the fall. And he's like, I'll take them. So you got a great set of 3.
Yep.
Ordered them online. They came in these really cool, sturdy boxes, and you got them in the ground. And then you had the bubblers put. So everything is going to be perfect for the summer.
Yeah, they're fully blue, or not fully. They're really leafing out now, so it's going to start to look pretty good.
I'm excited for them. Can't wait to see what they look like by the fall.
Well, I hope that y'all have enjoyed this. I hope you've got some information out of it. If there are any other topics that you'd like us to cover, please reach out to us. We would be happy to make that happen.
And just remember, we want to be your realtors for life.